Wondering if they're looking for a certain type of motion, maybe something from a horror type genre, who's kind of... What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to another episode of Rock Pop Star Wars. I'm your ringmaster and host, Rock Blackwell. And on this episode, we're talking about new Rogue One images and details that's been released. Some details about why Rogue One is called Rogue One came out earlier this week from an Empire magazine interview. But that wasn't the only thing that came out. New images and details have surfaced from that interview, so let's take a look at some of those. Riz Ahmed is revealed to be a pilot for the Rebellion, which we kind of figured as much. His character's name is Bodhi or Bodai Rook. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I just know what it looks like when it's written down. A lot of the visual inspiration Gareth Edwards used, he said, comes from Apocalypse Now, and that kind of colors the tone and what we see in Rogue One. It also said that Rogue One is going to mix handheld scenes with some of the classic scenes from the original trilogy. The latter being more so with the Imperials. So like when we see Director Krennic and the new Death Troopers coming into wherever they are, I'm sure it's not a Death Star. A lot of the classic look is still going to be there. One of the other cool things about the Imperials is that it turns out in the original films, and I didn't really ever catch this, is that Vader was always supposed to be the most imposing physical presence on the screen at any given time. It was that no character should be placed higher even than eye level to Vader. Like, that's how big and tall he's supposed to be. Speaking of Vader and those Death Troopers that I mentioned, the Death Troopers were supposed to be tall and skinny. So you'll notice they say that they're supposed to be really slender in what they're doing. And I wonder if that's going to make them move a certain way. Not just look a certain way, but I'm wondering if they're looking for a certain type of motion. Maybe something from a horror type genre that, you know, like moves kind of or whatever that is. You know, because they are like death dealers or like death eaters, you know, from Harry Potter or something like that. We learned a little bit about Bistan, the little space monkey. He's a Ikaru, and his home planet is currently unknown. So it's not too much, but just enough little tidbit, little flavor to get us a little juicy in the mouth, getting more excited for Rogue One. I'm loving what they're doing, how they are marketing Rogue One, and how they're getting us brought back into it. It's the same that we're used to, the same tone with the Imperials, some of the same characters we know, like Vader, or even though the Director Krennic is a new character, the Stormtroopers, it all looks the same, but it's different enough, it's more gritty enough to make it new, Band of Brothers-ish, that we really want to see it. So tell me, what do you guys think about these new details? Do you care about space monkeys? Do you care about blind Force-using monks that aren't Jedi? Do you care about pilots? Whatever you think, holla at your boy in the comments. And as always, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Rock Pops. Be sure to click like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, keep it poppin'. Peace.